This is not going to be one of those videos where I complain about capitalism, the job market, or how America is supposedly such a horrible place to try to make a living. This is a cry for help. I want to do better in life and become a person who is able to function on a day-to-day basis. I am thinking that by writing this essay, I can have a cathartic release for my OCD and maladaptive daydreams and share what I'm going through with other people and get some help and advice. And who knows, maybe if you suffer from the same thing as me, you can take something valuable from it. I am 30 years old, and it's been 8 years since I've held a real job for longer than 6 months. And I've just realized it's because of my severe maladaptive daydreams and OCD. A week ago, I was fired from my most recent job after 3 weeks. It was an amazing warehouse job that was easy, paid $22 an hour, and had great hours of Monday through Friday, 7 to 3:30. It was the best job I ever had. After receiving a warning, I worked extremely hard to turn things around, but to no avail. I was fired 2 days later. My manager told me that he loved my work ethic and the effort I put into my job, and that I showed up on time every day, but his higher-ups decided I was having too much trouble learning and memorizing the job procedures. The problem is, I suffer from severe OCD. While I've gotten my compulsions 99% under control, I still suffer from severe maladaptive daydreams. I get distracted by them, and because of them have severe difficulty learning, let alone remembering, rules and procedures on the job. Throughout the day, every single day, I have so many thoughts racing through my head, and it recently dawned on me that in every single job I'd been fired from, it's because I violated some safety rule or work procedure I forgot about because I'm so distracted all the time. As another example, I had a factory job last year cutting sanding belts. The job involved so many different things. I had to cut belts from rolls of the correct grit, the correct width, and the correct type of sandpaper. They had to be cut to a certain length, have a certain quantity made per order, and sometimes had to be cut in a very specific way. I realize that for a normal person, this would never be a problem, but when I have obsessive thoughts constantly buzzing through my head, it was inevitable that I would make tons of minor mistakes. I did okay at the job at first when I was being trained, but as the weeks and months went on, I rapidly deteriorated. My obsessive thoughts and maladaptive daydreams got worse. I was constantly making mistakes. My manager began to severely dislike me, and for good reason. I even made a goal at one point of going either an entire day or an entire week on the job without making any mistakes, but I ended up failing. I could inundate you with nearly identical stories at nearly every job that I worked at and got fired from. I've had severe symptoms of these since I was a kid. Growing up, I was kind of that one weird freak in my friend group. I had and still have a creative mind and an overactive imagination. However, my maladaptive daydreams got considerably worse when I turned 13 to 14 and became an angsty teenager. I had severe social anxiety, even around siblings and closest friends and family members, and had almost no friends as a teenager. I left high school having made 0 friends there. This is when the maladaptive daydreams really started. I coped by creating entire worlds inside my head. These were fantasy worlds I created with a painfully high level of detail, and often recreated on 3D drawing computer programs. In these worlds, I had imaginary friends with complex personalities. I'd often merge the worlds I created with fantasy novels I was reading at the time. I'd have maladaptive daydreams where I was inside the novel I was reading and had a role to play in it or change the outcome of the story. Nowadays, my maladaptive daydreams are just as pervasive, but generally they are more mature, for the lack of a better term. Shortly after Israel invaded Gaza, for example, I had near constant maladaptive daydreams about if and when we would go to war with Iran, if I would get drafted, or how I would try to avoid the draft. After that, it was constant worry about the latest thing Trump said or did, and what I could do about it. It was bothering me so much that I've had to cut news and politics out of my life entirely, because for some reason, politics for me are serious maladaptive daydream fuel. Other times, my maladaptive daydreams are ruminations about people who have wronged me in the present or the past. I fantasize about things I could have said to them to stand up for myself or put them in their place. Other times, it's about winning imaginary arguments with people, which is a part of why I've had to cut politics out of my life. I sometimes go over YouTube video essay ideas in my head, including this one, by the way, thinking about things I would say, how the video would be edited, or what the title and thumbnail would look like. Or, I just simply replay in my head negative interactions I've had with people, real or imaginary. In real life, I could be doing anything: driving, washing dishes, hanging out with friends, having real-life conversations with people, and would be having an entire separate world inside my head, seemingly far more vivid and active than my real life. It has gone to the point where I can't even listen to music anymore because I get distracted by my maladaptive daydreams. If my maladaptive daydreams can even allow me to start playing music in the first place, I will quickly get distracted from the song that I'm listening to. What's really scary and sad is that in my 30 years of being alive, it's possible I have spent more waking hours in my head than in reality. As for my job situation, I am completely discouraged and defeated. I just want to give up and not look for a job anymore because I know how it will play out. I will spend another 1 to 2 months searching for a job, find one, but my performance will deteriorate very quickly to the point of getting fired because I am too distracted by my own thoughts to perform the job properly. It's been a week since I got fired, and I have so far done nothing to search for a new job, although I know that I probably should. I am extremely lucky and fortunate to have both a large savings account and very supportive parents. They're fully sympathetic to me and my situation. My current goal is to spend time writing out all of my maladaptive daydreams, and this video, ironically enough, is actually one of them. I know that writing them out does help. I am also going to start playing guitar more often. I have neglected my playing, but I know that when I do play, it puts me in a state of flow. For the past couple of months, I have meditated for 15 minutes every morning and try to squeeze in another session at night when I can. For years, I have been going to the gym 4 times a week and running 20 miles a week. I've made a strong effort to resist doom scrolling and have deleted much of my social media. I've trained my YouTube algorithm to not show me any politics. I found an affordable OCD-focused group therapy that I begin next Tuesday and one-on-one sessions in the near future. If anyone watching this has advice for me, especially if you too suffer from OCD or maladaptive daydreams, I would love any suggestions, and I hope that this essay provided something valuable to you in some way. I really don't know how to end a video like this, so if you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. I really mean that, and thank you.